Alright, so every time I complete a tour, every time I do a tour, I have a bit of a, what would you call it, a thing about marking a warm-up. It helps me a hell of a lot to just see where I've been, where I still need to go, and that I think is the most important thing. And that's what we're going to do now. So the first day after leaving, we left Johannesburg and we went up towards Brits on the R511. Then we went up into Limpopo, so we crossed the Limpopo border here from the northwest. Alright, so there we go, you can see behind me the Limpopo border sign. So now I'm going to be crossing into Limpopo, the reason for the trip. And then we shot off to the right to Bella Bella, and then from Bella Bella we went up to Nailstrom. Nailstrom was the first night of the trip, and that's where I stayed for the first 2 nights of the tour. Nailstrom is now called Morimole, and Morimole means God has devoured, and that's named after the huge mountain there. Also used to be called Spitzkop, Kranskop, if I remember correctly, and that's the mountain that's just outside of Nailstrom, or now Morimole. Then next day I took a ride up to past Mokopong and Mokopadi, and then I crossed over onto the far 518 to here, and then crossed over to a town called Valwater over here. So that route isn't on this map, but there was a cross route back to the campsite, and then the campsite back down to Morimole. So that was a lovely circular trip. Saw some beautiful animals, saw some beautiful sights. Beautiful mountain pass, the Kloof Pass, so I think got some nice footage of that. And then after 2 nights we travelled up north towards Polokwane, or then known as Pietersburg, now known as Polokwane, and then we crossed up to a place called Vivo, past Dendron. So that was interesting. Dendron is an interesting name and an interesting history. And then we went through and stayed at the campsite Camp Aquila, so that was situated up there in the Soutpansberg. Beautiful part of the world, Soutpansberg, meaning Salt Pan Mountain. And the next day's tour, we went up to Baldays and then around Mapungubwe, and that's where a lot of baobabs are situated, right up far north, close to the border. In Messina we came back down there to the town, Louis Trichardt, now called Mercado, and that was after the second day. That was the second day at staying at Camp Aquila, and that was a tour that I did. third day we did a tour around the Soutpansberg, all the way around the Soutpansberg. And that was really special, that was really beautiful. When we departed, we went back to our Petersburg or Polokwane. And Polokwane, I found out, means place of safety. So that's very cool. And then we came down this route over here to Lebo Wakhomo. That was very interesting. Hamasimola. And Hamasimola, we went to Jane first in the Sukakune district. And came down there. And then we camped at a place over there called and then we took a ride through to there. We went to Mapork's caves, then we came back, and then we went home by Middelburg and the highway all the way home back to Joburg. So that's a short indication or short of the tour. Now it was only about 2,600 kilometers, 2,400 kilometers in total. But now I've covered a nice area around Limpopo. Previously I've just done a circular route, and again it leaves me gaps that I can now fill in terms of where to go, where to stay, and what next to see on another tour when we get to Limpopo. And we'll chat later. Bye.